Just looking at the knife cutting assembly here on the DS-9C head. So what we have here, we have the adjustment here that is used to move the stationary knife in and out, or left to right, I guess that would be. And what we find there is that if we bring the knife in here, what we see is that we don't feel any restriction, like there's no shear action for the first, until the two blades are about a 1/16 of an inch engaged. Okay, it's tough to see, but if you look down from the top, when they're overlapping by about a 1/16, then you start to feel the resistance and the shear action. Okay, so there's basically two aspects. There's the left to right, the left to right position of the blade, and then also the set or the angle on the blade. So the angle on the blade is adjusted here. What we've got is we've got the pivot point for the blade right here, and this adjusts the set. And it looks like, it's tough to see, but it looks like it's about 1 millimeter, about 40 thousandths of an inch. If you lay a flat edge here on this blade, and then you can basically see the overlap. So probably, the best way to set this is to adjust this first to get your set on the blade, and then adjust this one back and forth so that the blades overlap before they start to shear. Okay, so the one blade does not collide with the other one. All right, you can actually almost see there a gap at the top of them. The operating manual says put a piece of paper in there to get the gap between the two blades at the top. Now there is another adjustment here that can adjust the angle. There's a wedge-shaped piece here. If you loosen this and loosen this one, you can set the angle on the blade. We're not quite sure what that is used for at this point. On this machine, the wedge-shaped piece is pushed all the way up to the blade. And then the other adjustment would be how far the blades engage with each other. The book says 2 millimeter overlap down at the very bottom. So basically a 1/16, a little over 1/16 of an inch, actually 80 thousandths of an inch. This one's probably not quite that much, but they are definitely overlapping. It looks like it's probably about a 1/16 right at the bottom there. We see it come in. So I think as long as they are overlapping by some amount, that's fine. And that adjustment would be on your turnbuckle down here. That would control how far that travels in. The other adjustment is for the spring tension on the knife, and that's this adjustment here. This is a 7 millimeter wrench we need here. Now for some reason there's a plate that goes over that. We're not quite sure why. So you just have to remove the slotted screw, take the plate off, and then you can get in with your 7 millimeter, break the jam nut, and then use a small slotted screw to adjust. This is adjusted in almost all the way. The screw is actually below flush on that nut, so there's not much, there's no adjustment left on that one. It's cranked in most of the way.